everyone, and welcome to another edition of Harnetty Rail Journeys. And today we're on our way to the Keighley and West Valley Railway from here in Lee Green in St Helens, which is now just before 6 a.m. in the morning. We are just currently waiting for the Transpennine Express service to get us to Manchester, and then we're onwards from there to Hebden Bridge, and then a bus to the Keighley and West Valley Railway. The reason for the visit today is to see their mainline flagship loco and their ambassador for the railway, Black 5 45212, which has only just been pressed straight into service after her last mainline revenue earning run of 2022. As I said, we're just waiting for the arrival of the Transpennine, and then we're on our way. So I hope you enjoyed this rail journey vlog. We're now here at Hebden Bridge after trouble-free runs. We've got over an hour wait for the B3 bus to get us to the Keighley and West Valley Railway. But here in the station, some historical photographs on how the lines looked in steam days under the Big Four railway companies and the up to British Railways days. But there's one photo in particular within this has caught my eye, which is this one, which is at Lightcliffe Station in 1959, with Black 5 44767, which today in preservation the engine is preserved as George Stephenson, named at the Stockton and Darlington 150th anniversary of the famous cavalcade. Now I wonder, now that the engine is owned by West Coast Railways after it was bought a couple of years ago, I wonder if the engine will steam with the nameplates George Stephenson or without, to make it authentic on how it was in BR days. Yet, as ever, I don't have a clue. But what I've heard is they're hoping to get George Stephenson ready in time for Stockton and Darlington 200, which is in 2025 to mark the 200th anniversary of the opening of the Stockton and Darlington Railway. As ever, we just got to keep our eyes peeled on that one. But anyway, while I wait here for the bus to go through to the West Valley Railway, let's have a look. A few days prior to this trip, we actually saw 45212 on the main line with the Northern Bell dining train as a replacement for Tangmere, which was deemed not fit to run, unfortunately. So while we wait for the bus, let's review the engines run on the Cumbrian coast with the Northern Bell and review the locomotive's history on how the engine had been preserved and how it's become a popular locomotive. So let's have a look then, shall we?
We see her come around the curve in Espatria, 30 miles south of Carlisle, as she makes her way down south on the Cumbrian coast. Originally, this trip was supposed to have gone over the Settle in Carlisle, but due to a derailment with a freight train at Durham Hill Junction, the line was closed. So the train was rerouted to go via the Cumbrian coast, with 45212 only doing one leg from Carlisle. As 45212 heads south to Carnforth, let's review the engine's history. 45212 was an outside contractor-built machine by Armstrong Witworth of Newcastle to the design of the chief mechanical engineer at the London Midland and Scottish Railway, Sir William Stanier, and was outshopped as LMS number 5212 in 1935. A Low-Moor-based engine at Bradford for much of her working life for the LMS, right through until nationalisation in 1948, where she worked the Transpennine passenger route from either Leeds or Bradford to Liverpool or Manchester. After nationalisation in 1948, she was given her British Railways number, as we know her today as 45212. Since January of 1948, she was mostly based in the northwest of England, being allocated first at Fleetwood Shed near Blackpool, where she spent much of her working life for British Rail. Although she did have a good 2-year stint at Carlisle Kinmore Depot from 1965, before January of 1968 she returned to Lancashire to have her final 8 months in service for British Rail at Lostock Hall Shed in Preston. She had the privilege in hauling what was the last regular steam haul passenger service for British Rail on the 4th of August 1968. And upon withdrawal from service in BR, she was saved for preservation, and she moved to the Keighley and Ware Valley Railway in October the same year, and she remained on the Keighley and Ware Valley Railway during her early stint of her preservation career. It wasn't until after the millennium in 2000 that she went out on loan to Peter Best, and he moved her to the North Yorkshire Moors Railway for her next border ticket stint, until July 2011, when she returned to the Keighley and Ware Valley Railway, until October, when she was withdrawn for a major overhaul. It was during her time on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway that she had an excellent reliability record, which had earned her a call for a return to the main line for the first time since August 1968. And so it was arranged between the Keighley and Ware Valley Railway and Riley & Sons Engineering, and she moved to Riley & Sons Engineering Works at Bury in Lancashire, where she was restored to mainline running condition, including during the restoration the fitting of air brakes so she can be more compatible to work on air brake fitted stock on the national network, and also the fitting of major safety equipment such as the train protection warning system and on-train monitor record electronics. After a 5-year overhaul, she returned to steam during the autumn of 2016 and commenced running in at her home on the Ware Valley during the railway's Autumn Steam Gala in October 2016, before returning to Riley & Sons for final fitting, before commencing her mainline test runs in the spring of 2017. And since then she has returned to the national network on revenue-earning services. Since her return to the main line under Ian Riley's care, she's been all over the national railway system, although recently she's been mostly based in Scotland to work for West Coast Railways on the Jacobite from Fort William to Mallaig on the West Highland Line. Now, enough of me talking about 45212's history as we rejoin her as we see her depart Oxenhope with the first train of the day.
Right, after we got 5212 at Oxenhope and departing, we're now currently on the footpath that leads us between Oxenhope and Haworth, which we're just nearby the new housing estate, which is where we're going to get
Our first proper shot of the Black Five, near there.
and then we'll make our way over to the station.
And then we'll do Ingrow West, I think. Here, go over the bridge, and then I think the DMU will be coming back down. So anyway, we're just on our way down to Haworth Housing Estate, where we're going to get 45212 properly from there. We're now here just outside Keighley station, which is just down the bottom of the bank, and the curve is the station there, as we are currently awaiting the arrival of 45212 to come from Oxenhope, which will form the 1425 departure from here. And then after this line side shot, we're going to be on the way down to the station to get our ticket, and then we'll be bashing the train for the rest of the day, up until the nighttime train, to get us up to Oxenhope, where our rail journey programme will finish. Anyway, it's been a good day so far. We got 2 brilliant line side shots complete at Haworth and at Ingrow West, which we walked it from Ingrow West to get here. And another milestone, after over a period of 3 years, I've walked all of the 5 miles from Oxenhope to Keighley. At least that's another milestone achievement. Anyway, just wait for 45212 to arrive now.
now join 45212 on board for a run from Keighley to Oxenhope, including non-stop through Ingrove West to Oakworth, as the daylight begins to fade.
that's it now, after a fantastic day on the Keighley and West Valley Railway, getting the mainline ambassador 45212, as you could just hear the whistle in the background, about to shunt his coaches into the carriage shed before she herself heads off to the sheds. Oh, a nice headlight, thank you for that. Yeah, so it's been a cracker of a day today, getting 3 line side shots and a full length bash, line 45212 from Keighley. The first time I've had that with her facing towards Oxenhope for 19 years, since 2003. And it's been a magnificent day today. Anyway, thanks for the company of the volunteers at the Keighley and West Valley Railway. Big thank you for a magnificent day today. And all the best to the festive season for their Santa trains. Although by the time this goes up, it'll be 2023. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you'd like to know more, make sure you subscribe to Harnetty Railways and turn on the notifications when the next Harnetty Rail journey goes live and when the next non-Harnetty Rail journey video goes live as well. As you notice with the poppy and the badges, this is a tribute to the fallen of our armed forces who lost their lives in the conflicts over the last century or so. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching, stay safe and take care. And until next time, thank you and goodbye.